My name is Turner Munch, and I am one of the two directors for Crabs in a Bucket.
And I am Carolina Montenegro, and I am two of the directors for Crabs in a Bucket.
So Crabs in a Bucket is a play about crabs in a bucket. It starts with two crabs who have been there for 20 years, and they're all trying to get out. Every crab in the bucket is trying to get out of the bucket to the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly that's a better place. And so it's about this race of crabs who climb and pull each other down and try to get to the top every day. And that world is a bit disrupted when a new crab comes in who thinks a little differently and has different views on the world and how it should be acted in.
And questions the system.
Yeah, and after much deliberation and argument and action and climbing, we get to our ultimate end, which I don't want to spoil, but then we get to our final moment. But it's about crabs trying to get out of their current situation, trying to get to that better place, and doing what they must to get there.
Working towards their ambitions, what their idea of success is, always working towards that better ideal place.
Which for them is the literal top of the bucket.
My journey with Crabs in a Bucket started a little earlier. Actually, Turner and I went to go see The Play You Want by Bernardo Gubria and at the Road in Los Angeles. And I knew right then that I wanted to work with Bernardo in any capacity. I got to know Crabs in a Bucket before we were offered Crabs in a Bucket. So when Ezra offered us this play, it felt very serendipitous and it felt right, and it was one of the fastest yeses that we gave.
Yeah. And yeah, a playwright with a deep appreciation and use of clown and clown techniques, I was immediately drawn to it. I did a lot of clown before this and was a founding member of a clown theater company, and so clown work is what I do, and so this play was perfect for that. Sure. I mean, as far as I understand it, a black box theater is what it sounds like. You're in a giant black cube that is a blank canvas. It's a blank space, usually used for rehearsals, but also used for productions, smaller productions. And it's one of those malleable spaces that can change and move however you need it to, and that's why the school does it. That's why it's a classroom, it's a rehearsal room, and a performance space.
Yeah, and in Los Angeles there are so many black box theaters, and I've seen all kinds of productions being done at these black box theaters, and you could really do so much with them.
Yeah.
And it kind of asks you then to bring in the creativity. When you have a lower budget, you have to get more creative. You have to push your boundaries. You have to think about how can you engage an audience within this space.
And it asks the audience to suspend their belief.
Mm-hmm.
We know that there's minimal things to bring you into the space sometimes. We're lucky that our piece actually has more than we thought we were going to get when we got a black box show. But it requires an audience to understand you're only going to see a couple of key scenic pieces, some furniture, maybe a few props, but around you could still be all black with just the theater lights. And so really it's a light space to explore, and because it's so variable on what it can be, it lends itself to so many different productions or different kinds of productions. So sometimes you're given a theater and you're gonna put a show on, whether it's proscenium or a thrust, like the studio or the university theater. But sometimes you get a black box theater, and so the first thing you get to do is decide where you want the audience and where the audience and the actors can be, which is another layer of creativity and another layer of discussion that we had to have with our scenic designer. The first question is what does the space look like? Not even the set design yet, but where's it all gonna be and play, and how will that work? And because this show is set in a bucket, we decided to do a fully immersed show, theater in the round essentially, where there's audience on all sides, because our pitch to the scenic designer was we want not just the crabs to be in the bucket, but we want the audience to be in the bucket as well, as if we're completely in a bucket. And so it essentially makes the audience crabs also.
Yeah.
They are also crabs in a bucket.
And also because of how we chose to make it feel as if we're all in the bucket together, there's an easier time for our crab characters to interact with our crab audience members, and make it feel a little bit more intimate, a little more immersive, and
breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
You know, they know they're there.
Mm-hmm. I hope that anyone who comes to see Crabs in a Bucket leaves understanding that they have their own bucket in their life, that they have their own idea of what the outside is for them or the before, and you'll come to understand what those are when you come see the play.
I don't think they know what that means yet.
I think it'll be cause for conversation, and it'll open up dialogue about what different perspective people have about what crab mentality is for each person.
Yeah, I think the metaphor, obviously, taking away the main metaphor of, crabs pull other crabs down who are above them and pull and push on each other to get to the top. We hope that lands, and we hope that makes sense. I hope that people understand that they don't necessarily have to be on the top to make change, and that the person they think they're going to be when they're rich, when they're famous, when they're successful, they can start being the best version of themselves now. I think my favorite just overall chunk of the show is the beginning. Our first two crabs, who have been in the bucket for a long time, are just very funny. Our actresses are incredible, and it's sort of their before moment before the play unravels into what it becomes, and so we just get a little bit of time to watch them just kind of living in their daily lives and being fun and hilarious and bitter and all these things that their characters are. And it's just fun. It's been so fun to craft that with them, and yeah, I just love watching it. I love watching them kind of do their thing in the beginning, and just being very fun.
I don't know. There's so many great moments. There's some bits in the show that really make me laugh a lot. I don't know that I could pick a favorite moment, because each actor has come up with such great moments with our direction and their brains on how to execute. There's just some really stellar moments that make me laugh every time. So I don't know that I have a favorite moment. Thank you for watching this interview.
Come see Crabs in a Bucket starting March 18th until March 28th.